there, this is Rose with Remodeling Wizards of Maryland. On today's episode, we've got 3 topics for you. First up, we're going to define the term load-bearing wall. Second, we're going to share a story with you about a customer that we're working with this week who had a total nightmare situation when she bought a new home. Thirdly, we're going to talk about what you should look for when hiring a contractor. Stay tuned. It's Terminology Tuesday, the day of the week where we pick a construction term and we talk about it. Today's term is load-bearing wall. John, can you tell us what that is?
Sure. Load-bearing wall. A load-bearing wall, that's a wall that's holding something up above. So for example, if you have a basement, the center wall in the basement could be holding the floor up above. If you have a single-story home and there's a wall in the center of your house, that could be holding up the attic up above. If it's a 2-story house, it's holding the floor. The second floor is being held by a load-bearing wall on the first floor. So the load-bearing wall holds weight. It holds the weight of a floor, the weight of a ceiling, the weight of a roof. If you were to remove that load-bearing wall, you would have to install a beam. That's something you should save for the contractor.
We have a really interesting story to share with you this week. Every once in a while, I'd say at least once or twice a month, we get a call from a customer who has worked with a contractor previously and something has went disastrously wrong. And they're calling us to try to help them out to either repair their home or to straighten something out with the county for them. Well, this story is just like that. John, can you tell us what call you got this week?
Sure, Rose. This was a unique call for us, but I'm sure it happens more often than you might know. A person moved in from out of state, bought a new home, and this was a home that was flipped. So some investor bought the home, they put some money into it, and they flipped it and sold the house to a new person. The new person moves in, and they find out that the work that was done during the flip was not inspected by the county. Now, that might sound like not a big deal. Call the county, ask them to come out and do the inspection. Here's the problem. What the county wants to see is what you don't see, the things that are behind the wall. So this particular contractor worked on the house and didn't call in their rough-in inspections. So now the house is completely done. It's been sold. It's got drywall on the walls. It's got trim on the walls. It's got paint. And no one inspected the electric, the plumbing, the HVAC, the insulation, all those things hidden behind the walls. So we've been asked to help out. So it's not going to be simple. Fortunately, the county's been very cooperative with us. And our goal is to go in and not have to remove all the drywall in the house and start all over again to get the inspection. So one of the things we're doing is we're bringing in a third-party electrical inspector. These are people that can test the wiring and so on and certify that it's safe. In addition to that, we're going to have to bring an engineer in, and we are still going to have to cut some drywall out. So we don't even have a full plan of action developed yet, but we're working on it. But I just wanted to talk about this because I feel bad for these people. They're very nice people, and they just didn't realize that you can buy a home that's been renovated with a permit. However, it was not inspected. So until it gets inspected, I would say that house is very unsafe and just a total disaster. So that's what we're dealing with, and I'll keep you posted as we progress with this project.
What should you look for when you're looking to hire a contractor? Let's find out. John, what attributes does a good contractor have?
Oh, Rose, there's a lot of things to look for, but let me talk about the 3 which I think are the most important. Number 1, make sure your contractor has a license to do the work that's required in your home. If it's an electrician, they have an electrical license. A plumber has a plumbing license. A general contractor has a MHIC license. make sure they're licensed. Secondly, make sure they carry insurance. 2 types of insurance that they should carry. Number 1, general liability. That covers damages, things that can happen while the contractor's in the house to your property. But also, they should have workers' compensation. That covers the contractor's employees in case somebody gets hurt while they're at your home. The last thing, and this is not an all-inclusive list, but here's another important thing. Check out the contractor's reviews. Contractors today should have a website, and you should be able to find some information online just by going to Google and taking a look to see if they have any reviews. They're my 3 big tips for contractors.
Did you learn something today? We hope so. If you did, like, follow, and subscribe to our page. We'll see you next week.